Okay, so welcome to Friday Morning Qigong, and have a poem here from Mark Nepo I'd like to share before we start. And it's called Taking Wing. Each day is a chance to be here more completely. Each day, like waking after a long journey. On the inside, every day is a lifetime. Each morn we are born, each night we die. And nothing matters but opening the wings of our heart as far as we can. At the end of each burden, the sudden awareness that life is closer than we thought. So just going to share this first stanza again. Each day is a chance to be here more completely. Each day waking after a long journey. So I wish you blessings this morning as we start this practice. Thanking Mark Nepo for his wisdom, supporting us in just coming completely into our own full presence this morning. Okay, so we'll begin in the usual manner of taking one hand as if we're holding a baby bird and bringing the other behind, and looking around the room, taking a breath, and then bowing into our own space. And let's take a moment to put one hand on our heart and the other on our belly, closing our eyes. Tuning into your own intention for this practice. This practice is about really bringing an idea, manifesting an idea that you have, bringing it more into form. It's focusing on that. Tuning into what that is for you right now. Taking one more nice deep belly breath. And then while inside, remembering that throughout the practice, we're holding our attention on the above and the below, our yin, the yin and the yang, what's happening inside as well as outside, our own expansion and contraction, and growing our conscious and unconscious. And appreciating all these practices from Holden Qigong. And then bringing our hands up by our heads. We're going to begin by letting your heel come off the earth and gently turning at the waist, opening this upper part of our spine. Tuning in this morning to how this upper part is doing. Gently turning from the waist, and then bringing your hands down, parallel with the earth. Tuning into the mid-back, to that area between your shoulders. Gently opening up space there as you come off that back heel, looking over your shoulder. Appreciating that our spine works in more than 100 different directions. So we're honoring those spaces, opening them up, and then bringing the hands down and gently bending your knees, tending the lower back. Gently opening up that area. And then coming into stillness through your feet and continuing with moving into knocking on the door of life. Gently tapping these important chi points. the lower back and our digestion. And then coming up underneath the collarbone, releasing any stagnant energy in the lungs. Keeping your knees soft as you do this. And then coming up over the tops of the shoulders with a slightly cupped hand for releasing any tightness and tension. Welcoming in clear thinking for this wonderful new day. And then dropping down underneath the collarbone, bringing some love to those lungs and great immunity. And then back down to the chi belt, waking that digestion and also bringing more relaxation in through the door of life as you tap that spot right between the kidneys at the lower back. And then keeping the turning going, but gently moving into water waves, slowing down. And as your arms move in front of you and behind you, bringing your awareness to the formless air moving around your hands, between your fingers, allowing yourself to slow down even more, gently coming more fully into yin, internal, into the present moment. Taking a deep breath, slowing it down even more, relaxing, saying to yourself inside, I am here. Slowly coming into stillness, noticing how you're feeling, and saying, I am here. I am here and I am fully present for myself in this moment. And then as you're ready, gently opening your eyes. And now we're going to do a little cleansing through doing the tiger. And tiger clears the way. So using this as an opportunity to move anything that might be a distraction for you right now out of your energy field. So we're going to gently come down, bending at the waist, and letting our arms come out to the side, and then bend and straighten. So it's bend and straighten, bend and straighten. Inhaling as you come up, and then exhaling as you come down out to the side. So going ahead and doing this at your own pace. Remembering throughout this practice, mind meets body. Each one of these movements is an embodied practice. So clearing anything out of the way that's a distraction. Inhaling as you come up, exhaling as the arms go out to the side. Finding your own rhythm. Warming the body this morning. Couple more. Coming up and crossing our arms and letting out your best growl. And let's do one more. Clearing the way. All right, awesome. Okay, so now we're going to also move into tiger sitting in the grass. So we're going to come up with our arms, and this is excellent for our lower back and our hips and our tailbone. So we're going to gently come down, coming down only as low as works for you, and then coming back up. So we're exhaling as we come down, releasing anything to the earth that needs to be cleared, and inhaling as we come up with fresh energy. And you might let out the ha sound as you come down. Nice big breath as you come up, and then releasing to the earth. Again, we're opening up the hips here, the lower back, and the tailbone. Couple more. Taking it to the earth, letting anything go that's a worry. And then pausing. All right, beautifully done. Okay, so now we're going to move our bodies like a river, taking a little bit wider stance. So we're going to hinge at the waist, and we're going to let our hips lead, and the head is going to follow. And you can do this more upright or come back down lower to the earth. So getting this nice lateral opening in the spine, really tuning in throughout all of these practices to what your body needs. Shifting our weight from side to side as we strengthen our legs and also enhance our flexibility. And you might try inhaling one direction and exhaling the other, enjoying the flow of this movement. And then slowing it down and allowing yourself to hang forward, opening up your lower back, releasing any tension in the neck, your shoulders, letting all that good blood flow come to your head, to your brain. And then grasping one wrist, your hand slowly rolling up into full body stretch, stretching the front of the body, and then letting your arms float out to the side. Great. Okay, so now we're going to do a little bit more, moving our bodies like a river, and then move into a gentle stretch with that. So again, we're going to just do what feels right for our bodies, always modifying any of these practices in a way that works for you. And then we're going to pause here to one side. And you can either do the stretch with your hand on your knee, or if you come down with your elbow on the knee, it's more challenging. So we're going to, so however this works for you, and then we're going to bring one arm up over the shoulder, bring one arm up and look underneath our arm, and then exhale, coming down, switching sides, getting this nice stretch from the foot, through the hip, the ribs, all the way to the end of the fingertips. Exhaling as you come down, inhaling as you open and stretch. Syncing your breath. Exhaling as you come down and inhaling as you open and look up, stretching that whole lateral side of the body. Feeling that energy move from your feet up through your hips, ribs, to the end of your fingertips. Do a couple more. And then slowly relaxing, coming to center, dropping forward, keeping your knees slightly bent or straightening them for more of a stretch in the hamstrings, whatever's best for you. Again, letting your neck, shoulders relax, opening up the lower back. And then let's slowly roll up. Rolling up through the spine, reaching up toward the above, and then letting the arms float out and bringing our palms together. Let's open our hearts to the sky and then returning to the earth. Inhaling as you open, exhaling as you return to the earth. Nice big inhale, feeling your lungs, feeling your own expansion, and then exhaling. Heart to the sky, and then heart to earth. And then we're going to pause here and we're going to close our eyes, tuning in again to where as our palms come together, mind meets body throughout this practice. So letting your thumbs rest up against your heart. And again, taking a moment, thanking yourself for showing up here this morning, and tuning in to something that an idea in your mind that you're wanting to bring to life. Letting yourself see that in your mind's eye. And then relaxing your hands for a moment. So in the spirit of intention, in a moment, we're going to do pulling the bow again, a couple different forms of that this morning. And so as we do that, we are bringing an idea in our mind into form. And just like an archer focuses on the target, there's two things that need to happen. There's keeping that attention on the target and then having enough energy as the bow is pulled to reach the target. So pivoting on your right foot, your left arm is going to circle. So we're gathering the energy that we need. And so we have this circular motion going with your left arm. And then your right arm is focusing on the target and is more linear. And as the arm comes in, there's this little bit of a sinking down, a pumping action that's happening. So letting yourself feel that. And then when we put them together, the arm that circles, it's crossing at the wrist, and we're straightening that front leg as we pull the bow and keep our sights on that target. So we're gently sinking down and then pulling our bow as we straighten. So again, as always, not worrying about getting this perfect, gathering that energy, and then keeping your sights on the target. Inhaling as you pull the bow, or I'm sorry, inhaling as you circle, and then exhaling as you keep your sights on the target. Inhaling as we gather energy, and then exhaling. Couple more. Inhaling as you circle, exhaling as you release that bow. And then we're going to fully release it on the target and then turn back to center. Gently cross at the heart and release attachment to the outcome. Beautiful. And then pivoting on that left foot, we're going to gather energy with your right arm, doing that circling, and then this left arm is more linear, and then putting them together. We're pulling our bow. Inhaling as we circle, wrist cross, exhaling as we straighten, and keeping our eyes on the target. So seeing if you can relax into this lovely pumping action. Tuning in again, your mind's eye to what you're bringing into form. Letting go of any distractions. Releasing that bow, and then bringing your hands in that same direction, keeping your sights on the target, and then coming down to the earth, back to center, and crossing the arms at the heart, and releasing. All right, so the word yi in Chinese means mind, and I for sight. So mind for the idea, eye for sight, and then heart, that which you're passionate about. So now we're going to continue with the same practice in a slightly different form, moving into something called humble warrior. So again, you're going to pivot on that right foot, and we're going to do our circling with the left arm, and then straighten, keeping your eye on the target. So again, the same move, gathering energy as you inhale, and then exhaling, looking at the target. Gathering energy for this new direction you're moving in, for this new goal. And so then we're going to pull our bow, and we're going to look in the direction that we're going. At this time, looking at that goal, we're going to come off, we're going to come onto the ball of our foot on that back foot. We kind of onto our toes and the ball of our foot. And then we're going to flip our hands, opening to the blessings and gifts from reaching that goal. And then we're going to gently bring it into our hearts, and a shorter stance here is fine if that's easier for you. So bringing that energy into our hearts, bringing those blessings in, dropping the hands and opening into humble warrior as we sink down, receiving the blessings of the universe. Coming onto that, dropping then back onto the heel of that back foot, turning, coming back to center, crossing our arms, and releasing attachment to the outcome. All right, very fun. Okay, so sticking with this, pivoting on that left foot, gathering energy as you inhale, straightening as you keep your eyes on the target. Noticing that this arm that's gathering the energy is coming across the heart, staying attuned to what you're passionate about inside in your heart as you're keeping your sights in this new direction. Staying focused on what's in your heart. And this embodied practice, bringing it into the body, connecting mind and body and heart. Pulling that bow and then releasing it in this new direction, coming onto the ball of your foot, opening the hands for receiving the blessings of this goal coming into form, more than you could imagine, and then bringing that abundance into the heart. And then letting the hands drop down and looking up into humble warrior, receiving the blessings of the universe. Dropping the heel down into the earth, and then gently turning, crossing the arms, and releasing. All right, beautiful practice. That is also very good for our balance. And again, if you're practicing it at home, totally fine to keep that shorter stance. Wider is harder. But beautiful job, everyone. All right, so we're going to do a little bit of stretching now for our shoulders and our neck with dragon stretches its tail. So turning to your right, taking your hands to your right. Let's look over. You're going to keep the palms open and then turn your head to the left over that left shoulder. And then we're going to bring the palms in, taking a look at them. And then stretching them away from us, looking over that left shoulder. So we're inhaling as we come in, looking at the palms, and then exhaling as we turn and look over the opposite direction. So continuing with this at your own pace, seeing if you can go to the edge of that stretch, looking over the shoulder before you inhale, bringing the palms in. Syncing your breath, inhaling as you look at the palms, exhaling as you look over the shoulder. And then this time, holding the stretch, opening the palms, really stretching the fingers, breathing for a moment. And then relaxing, letting that go, feeling all that chi in your arms, shaking it out. Again, as we continue this, doing this in a way that works for your body, keeping your knees soft. Now turning to your left, pointing the palms away from you, and then looking over your right shoulder. I'm doing your mirror image here. And then inhaling as you look at the palms, and exhaling as you gently press away. Inhaling as the palms come in. Exhaling as you look over the shoulder, opening those fingers. Feeling this nice stretch through the upper back and neck. And this time holding, stretching those palms, really opening them, holding this posture for a moment, breathing into it. And then gently releasing. And again, tuning in to that energy moving through your arms, to those river flows of your arms. All right, nicely done. And from here, we're going to go into a little shaking. We're waking our bodies, letting go. Did all that nice opening in the shoulders and in our hips. Really activating a lot of great chi this morning. So continuing with that activation, as well as any releasing. And then let's take a breath in and let out the ha sound. Nice big breath again. One more. And actually, let's keep this going. I love that some of you are choosing to be still, and because you can just do this deep breathing, the releasing from the heart. So again, let's take a nice big breath in and then let out ha. And one more. And coming into stillness and closing your eyes. Noticing the attunement throughout your body. Your own sparkling chi this morning. Alive in your arms and your legs and your torso. So being soft through your knees, relaxing into this moment of activation. Balancing energy and relaxation. Feeling your feet on the earth, as well as holding attunement to the above and your own connection with nature in between through your body. And then from here, we're going to bring our hands down in front of us and let them relax. And in a moment, we're going to move in to Enlightened Tiger. And enlightened means coming more into the present moment. And the tiger is you, is each one of us. So as we do this next flow, we're letting go of any limiting beliefs. We're both cleansing as any limiting beliefs and coming more into our own center. So we're going to begin with keeping our knees soft, lined up with our shoulders, and then we're going to bring one hand in front and one hand behind. And then we're going to let them gently drop down. And then coming up the center line, and then the other hand comes forward and the other hand behind. So we're inhaling as we come up, and we're exhaling as we turn, as if we're greeting someone, letting the arms float down. Slowly coming up this front channel. Turning at the waist, coming back to center. And as we do this, that back hand is letting go of any worries from the past. It's cleansing that and bringing in transforming it to more wisdom from the past. And then this front hand is releasing any worry, any perceptions of worry, and bringing in more, welcoming in more clarity of mind. So we're cleansing heavy energy from the past. And we're letting go of any worries about the future. Staying right in our center. And as we do this, you might let yourself, as the hands come up, inhaling as you come up, you might gently let out the ha sound. This is meant to be nice and relaxed. Letting out that ha sound as you do cleansing. And then this time as we come up, we're going to pause with one hand in front and one hand behind, looking at that front hand for a moment, spreading the palm, and then looking behind you at that hand behind. We're moving past any limitations for what's in our hearts. And then we're coming back and looking at that front hand, keeping this nice stretch for a moment, and then releasing. And then we're going to do the opposite hand. We're going to pause with one hand in front, one hand behind, looking at that hand in front of you, releasing any worries, perceptions of worries about the future, and then looking behind, moving past limitations, holding the stretch for a moment, spreading that palm, and then looking back at that hand in front and releasing your hands, letting them float down, coming back to center. And then continuing with this very gentle movement of staying in your center, but hopefully feeling a different sensation of lightness. Lightness in your center, being released from the past and the future. Nice and slow. Perhaps letting out the ha sound very quietly for yourself. Tuning into your own center. And then we're going to pause here, and we're going to hold the chi ball at our navel. We're just going to let it open and close for a moment. Appreciating all that beautiful work you just did of letting go of limiting beliefs. And then we're going to pause and let our palms be down in front of us. And then we're going to gently come forward with your right. In a moment, we're going to come forward with the right hand with a movement. But before we do that, in this practice, we're going to be opening our hand in a way that's called the tiger's mouth. So we're opening the webbing of our hand, extending our thumb and our first finger. So we're going to take this movement. So we're going to gently come forward. It's very subtle with your right hip and right hand. And then we're going to come up to the forehead and we're going to bring the energy down through the front channel, letting the hip come back into place. And then taking your left hand forward And we're going to point the thumb down at the forehead. So it's helping bring the energy down towards our navel. So we're inhaling as we bring the hand forward and that thumb pointing down, and then we're exhaling as the hand slowly comes down. Inhaling as we come forward, exhaling, the hip comes back as the hand comes down. So much of the time in life, we're too much in our heads. Life has a lot of activities and a lot of demands. And so we have a lot of energy spinning around our minds. And this lovely practice is supporting bringing that energy down into our belly, bringing us more into our center. And so now we're going to come up and we're going to pause with this right hand with the thumb pointing down for a moment. And the thumb here, right between our eyes and our eyebrows, this is called the Hall of Impressions. So we're bringing in more clarity of mind here as we pause at this spot. And in Chinese, it's known as yin tong. And then we're dropping the hand down, letting the thumb point down, and then we're going to pause at our throat area for both clarity of speech and protection here. And then we're going to drop down to the heart area, honoring the passion that's in our hearts. Taking a nice deep breath and breathing into that. And then intentionally bringing that energy further down and holding a small chi ball at the navel area, condensing that energy. And then we're going to bring that left hand up, that tiger's mouth open with the thumb pointing down, pausing at this hall of impressions. Really taking in a moment of welcoming clarity of mind, healthy perceptions. And then dropping down to the throat area for clarity of speech. And then dropping down to the heart area for tuning in to what you're passionate about. And then dropping down just a little bit further to the solar plexus, tuning in here to where you're wanting to combine the passion of your heart with next right action. And then once again, bringing that down into a chi ball at your navel. Holding that for a moment, relaxing here. And then finally, we're going to move to horse parting its mane. So we're going to let your right hand float up, doing your mirror image in front of you, and the left hand float down towards the earth. And then they're going to come in with that tiger's mouth open, and then gently bringing that energy down towards that belt channel. And then that left hand is going to gently float up, and right hand facing the earth for a moment. And then they come in, bringing it into the mind, and then gently coming down. So it's lovely movement as the one hand comes down, the other hand comes up, connecting with the above, the other hand with the earth, and then coming back in, bringing this balance of heaven and earth as we bring that down the front channel. Inhaling as we open, exhaling as we come in, and then inhaling as we come down, exhaling as we open. Inhaling, bringing fresh energy in, exhaling as we open. Slowly coming down the central channel of the body and syncing your breath in a way that works for you. Parting the horse's mane, bringing that tiger's mouth in, and then bringing that energy down for settling the whole body. Condensing this fresh energy down the front channel of the body. As we open to the above, connect with the earth, bringing this fresh energy in and down. Do one more, connecting with the above, bringing that thumb in, bringing it down. Pausing here with our hands open, our palms up, Buddha palm up. Taking a nice deep breath. And then we'll bring one hand over the head, coming down the front channel again for some centering. Once again, connecting our minds and our throat and our heart and our solar plexus and our bellies. Lining up these intentions. Inhaling as you come up, exhaling as you come down. Lining up that enlightened tiger in you. Lining up what's in your mind's eye and heart. And then finally using this to bring anything in that you're needing for the day, whether that's more energy or more focused attention on something. Or more quiet. Or more inner spaciousness. And then pausing and gathering the webbing of our hands together, letting those, and then letting them come together and rest on our belly, bring our feet together. Relaxing into bamboo sways in the wind. Closing your eyes. Letting all that chi settle. Remembering your own rootedness. Letting the chi move you and settle from side to side or backwards and forwards, doing whatever it wants. Finding its own pathway into your own centering, into your own stillness. Honoring clear mind this morning, open, clear perception, healthy perceptions, attuned heart, attuned right action, and attuned moving from your center. And taking a nice deep belly breath. And 2 more. And then relaxing your hands down by your sides. And let's thank each other for practicing. Thank you for doing that wonderful practice with me this morning. And wishing you a beautiful weekend until we get to meet again. And I'll get this video out to you.